Cristiano Ronaldo is not only a legendary player, but also a completely dedicated father. His life is not just for the field, it is also for his family, loved ones, and children. The presence of Georgina Rodríguez in his life is a beautiful chapter. They have two children, daughter Alana Martina and daughter Bella Esmeralda. Ronaldo has 5 children in total, his firstborn, Cristiano Jr., born in 2010, and twins, Ava Maria and Matteo, born in 2017. Although a new daughter, Bella, was born in 2022. The twin son, Angel, sadly passed away. Georgina treats not only her own children, Ronaldo's first child, and the twins with love and care. In this blended family, the bond between Ronaldo, Georgina, and all the children of love, responsibility, and sincerity is an ideal for any family. Ronaldo may not have been able to become a wife, but as a father, husband, and partner, he and Georgina have created a warm, loving, and secure family together. Cristiano Ronaldo had always been called many things: legend, machine, record breaker, icon. But in the quiet corners of his home, away from the roaring stadiums and flashing cameras, there was a different title he cherished more deeply than any trophy: father. It was early morning in Madeira, and sunlight spilled gently through the wide windows of Cristiano's villa. The sea glittered in the distance, its waves whispering like old memories. Cristiano stood by the balcony, sipping warm tea instead of the usual pre-training energy drink. Life had changed. Football was still his passion, but fatherhood. Fatherhood was the rhythm his heart moved to. Behind him, tiny footsteps pattered on the marble floor. "Daddy, you're awake." It was Alana Martina, her hair messy from sleep, her eyes half closed but sparkling like her mother's. She tugged at Cristiano's training shorts. Cristiano smiled and bent down. "Of course, princessa. I'm always awake before my little star." She climbed into his arms and rested her head on his shoulder. Moments later, another soft sound echoed, a gentle, sweet cry. This time it was Bella Esmeralda, carried by Georgina Rodríguez herself. Georgina walked in, her hair tied up, her smile warm and glowing with the softness only a mother carries. "You two are up early," she said, kissing Bella's tiny forehead. Cristiano turned, his eyes warming instantly. "My girls needed me, so here I am." This was their world, simple, quiet, full of meaning far deeper than the stadium lights. Later that day, Cristiano headed to the garden with Alana. Instead of cones and hurdles, he set up tiny mini-goals, colorful softballs, and mats. "Daddy, is this your training?" she asked, giggling. He shook his head dramatically. No, this is your training. Mine is harder." She looked at him with exaggerated seriousness. "Show me." Cristiano burst into laughter and did an over-the-top slow-motion run, like a dramatic movie scene. Alana laughed so hard she fell on the grass. Georgina watched from the terrace, Bella cuddled in her arms. She whispered to her youngest daughter, "See, even your dad, the world's best player, becomes a clown just to make his children smile." Cristiano looked over and winked. "Only for my girls." That evening, Cristiano stood outside a room he rarely showed anyone. "Gio," he said softly, "I think it's time." She looked at him curiously. "Time for what?" Cristiano pushed open the door. Inside were photographs, huge framed pictures of all his children, including little Bella's newest photo. There were jerseys, tiny baby shoes, drawings his kids had made, and in the center stood a glass case with the words. Georgina gasped softly. "Chris, you never showed me this." He shrugged, a bit shy. "It's personal, more important than Ballon d'Ors or golden boots." He walked to the glass case and placed inside a small bracelet Bella had worn on her first day home. "These," he said, voice thick with emotion, "are why I fight, why I wake up early, why I push harder than anyone. Not for fame, not for money, but for them." Georgina touched his arm gently. "And we're proud of you, not because you're Cristiano Ronaldo the legend, but because you're Cristiano the man, the partner, the father." He swallowed, then hugged her with Bella between them. "Family, that's everything." One night, a storm shook Madeira. Thunder cracked, rain hammered against the windows. Bella woke up crying, frightened by the noise. Cristiano dashed into the nursery before Georgina could even rise from bed. He held Bella close, humming softly. Georgina watched from the doorway. "You're supposed to sleep before training," she whispered. He shook his head. "How can I sleep when my little angel is scared?" He sat in the rocking chair, Bella curled in his arms. The storm roared outside, but inside the room he created a world of calm, soft humming, gentle rocking, patient love. "I wish people could see this part of you," Georgina said from behind him. "No," Cristiano whispered. "This part is only for you, and for them." When the storm passed, the family headed to a quiet beach far from fans and cameras. Cristiano built sandcastles with Alana, long legs awkwardly folded, looking nothing like the fierce athlete who terrified defenders around the world. Alana declared herself the Sand Queen, and Cristiano, dramatically bowing, said, "Your Majesty, your castle is the greatest structure ever built." Georgina laughed. "You two are ridiculous." But then, as evening approached, something magical happened. Bella took her first step. She wobbled, held out her hands, and walked right into Cristiano's open arms. Cristiano froze. Then his eyes filled with tears. Real, overflowing tears. "Gio, did you see?" Bella walked. She walked to me. Georgina embraced him. She walked to her hero. He whispered into Bella's hair, "I will always be here to catch you, mi amor. Always." That night, while everyone slept, Cristiano sat at his desk and wrote a letter, something he had been meaning to do for months. He wrote to his daughters. He wrote about love, about resilience, about the courage to dream big and live boldly, about the importance of kindness, humility, and family. "The world will know me as a player, but you will know me as a father, and that is my greatest achievement." He folded the letter and placed it inside the secret trophy room. However, in the soft golden glow of a Madeira sunset, Cristiano Ronaldo stood by the balcony of his seaside home, watching the waves roll in as though they carried stories meant only for him. The world knew him as a legend, a football titan, a global icon, but inside these walls he was something far more precious, a father, a partner, and the pillar of a beautifully blended family. Life had not always been simple, but Cristiano cherished every moment he had built with Georgina Rodríguez, the woman who had transformed his house into a home and his life into something whole. The sound of tiny feet echoed across the marble floors as Cristiano Jr. raced through the hallways, dribbling a mini football as though he was preparing for a Champions League final. Eva Maria trailed behind him, holding a teddy bear, while Matteo zoomed past everyone with his toy car shouting, "Look, Popeye, fast like you!" Georgina, carrying baby Bella in her arms, stepped into the living room and laughed softly. "Cristiano, your team is getting harder to control every day." Ronaldo smiled warmly. "They get it from their mother?" he teased. "Strong, energetic, unstoppable." Georgina rolled her eyes, but a blush rose to her cheeks. In moments like this, she realized how deeply she belonged in this family. She cared for every child, not just her own daughters, but Cristiano Jr., Ava, Matteo. Each of them was part of her heart. She had taken on the responsibility of mothering a blended family, and she had done so with grace, patience, and endless love. But among the laughter, there was also a gentle silence that lived in the corner of every room, the memory of their son, Angel. He was the twin brother of Bella, born too fragile for this world. Though his life was brief, the love he brought was eternal. Sometimes, when the evening grew quiet and the children fell asleep, Ronaldo would sit by the window holding Bella against his chest, her tiny heartbeat resting over his own. Georgina would softly approach him and sit beside him. "You're thinking of him again," she whispered. Ronaldo nodded. "Every day. I wonder who he would have become. Would he have loved football? Would he have had your smile?" Georgina placed her hand over his. "Angel may not be here with us physically, but he lives in everything we do. Bella carries a piece of him, and our love keeps him alive." Ronaldo kissed her forehead, grateful for her strength. In a world where millions watched his every move, Georgina was his place of peace. Together, they held both joy and sorrow in the same heartbeat. One summer, Ronaldo decided they needed a break from flashing cameras and endless travel. He planned family retreat, just the seven of them, to a private vineyard in northern Portugal. The purpose was simple: spend time together, grow closer, and live without schedules. Every morning, Cristiano Jr. would wake up early to train with his father on the small field behind the house. The boy admired his father deeply, not for his fame, but for his discipline and dedication. "Dad," he once asked during a run, "how did you become so strong?" Ronaldo slowed down, looked at him, and knelt to tie his son's laces. "Strength isn't just about muscles, Philho. It's here." He tapped his heart. "Strength is loving your family, protecting them, and becoming better for them every day." Cristiano Jr. nodded, absorbing every word. Meanwhile, Georgina spent her mornings taking the twins to pick grapes from the vineyard. Eva loved the taste of fresh grapes, and Matteo loved climbing the small ladder, pretending he was a superhero. Bella, still small and quiet, always nestled in Georgina's arms, watching her siblings with big, curious eyes. In the evenings, they would gather for dinner on the terrace. The children shared stories, Ronaldo grilled fresh fish, and Georgina prepared her favorite salads. They laughed, argued over who got the last piece of bread, and ended each night with a warm embrace. It wasn't the kind of life that made newspaper headlines, but it was perfect. Of course, being Cristiano Ronaldo came with challenges. The pressure of fame, the constant media attention, and the expectations of millions sometimes weighed heavily on him. One night, after returning from a difficult match, he sat in silence on the sofa. He didn't speak, he didn't smile, he simply stared into the distance. Georgina sat beside him, took his hand, and said, "You don't have to be strong all the time." Ronaldo exhaled, the tension leaving his body. "I'm not afraid of losing games," he said quietly. "I'm afraid of not being enough for this family." Georgina looked into his eyes, the eyes the world knew so well, but only she understood. "You are more than enough, Cristiano," she said. "Maybe we aren't married, but you are the best partner I could ever ask for, the best father, the best man." Ronaldo felt tears prick at the corners of his eyes. In her words, he found the reassurance he never voiced aloud, that he was not alone, that he was seen, and that his love was enough. As years passed, their family grew stronger. Each child developed their own personality. Cristiano Jr. became responsible and competitive, always chasing his father's footsteps. Eva grew into a gentle, artistic soul. Matteo remained the wild, adventurous explorer of the house. Bella, as she grew older, carried a calm sweetness. Sometimes she would point at the sky and smile as though she saw someone invisible watching over her. And through it all, Georgina became the heart of the home. She blended love, discipline, and warmth so effortlessly that even Ronaldo often said, "You're the true champion of this house, Gio." One evening, as they all sat at the beach, watching the sun disappear into the horizon, Georgina leaned her head on Cristiano's shoulder. "Do you ever think about what our future will look like?" she asked. Ronaldo smiled, watching their children play in the sand. "I think," he said, "our future looks exactly like this. A family built not by perfect circumstances, but by love, by patience, and by choosing each other every single day." Georgina intertwined her fingers with his. "No matter where we go," she whispered, "we go together." Ronaldo nodded, knowing in his heart that despite everything, the fame, the hardships, the past losses, this family, this love, was the greatest victory of his life. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Amelia. Hope your day is so well. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel.